What if the most feared mafia boss unknowingly crossed paths with the one person he lost forever? In the heart of New York City, power and darkness rule the night. But fate has its own plans. A cruel boss, a struggling pregnant janitor, and a shocking truth hidden in plain sight. One moment will change everything, revealing a past buried in lies and a future filled with danger and redemption. Before we dive into this emotional and intense story, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel for more powerful stories like this. Now let's get started. The bar in downtown New York pulsed with low music and quiet conversations, but the moment Victor Leone entered, the atmosphere shifted. People lowered their voices, some avoiding eye contact entirely. Power followed him like a shadow. He moved with calm authority to his usual corner seat, a glass of whiskey already waiting, prepared by a bartender who knew better than to ask questions. Victor's face remained unreadable, his thoughts buried beneath years of control and calculated decisions. As he took a slow sip, his eyes wandered. Not out of curiosity, but habit. That's when he noticed her. A pregnant janitor dressed in a faded uniform, quietly mopping the floor near the far end of the room. She moved carefully, one hand occasionally pressing against her lower back, the other guiding the mop in slow, tired motions. No one paid her attention. To them she was invisible. But not to Victor. Something about her felt off. Not wrong, just familiar. He narrowed his eyes slightly, watching as she came closer to his table. Her face was partially hidden under loose strands of hair, but there was a quiet strength in the way she carried herself. Despite her condition, she didn't look at anyone directly. As if she had learned long ago that being unnoticed was safer, Victor tried to dismiss the feeling, turning his attention back to his drink. But then it happened. As she bent to pick up a small piece of trash near his feet, a bracelet slipped down her wrist. It caught the dim light glinting just enough to draw his attention. His breath slowed. That bracelet wasn't ordinary. It was unique, custom-made. Something he had personally designed years ago, for the woman he loved more than anything. The woman he had mourned. The woman he believed was gone forever. Victor's hand tightened around the glass. For the first time in years, uncertainty crept into his controlled world. Victor's chair scraped softly against the floor as he stood, the faint sound somehow louder than the music in his ears. The glass of whiskey remained untouched on the table as he took a slow step forward, then another, his eyes locked on the woman. His pulse, usually steady and controlled, now beat with an unfamiliar urgency. Each step felt heavier, as though the past itself was pulling him closer. "Where did you get that bracelet?" he asked, his voice low, but sharp enough to cut through the noise around them. The woman froze mid-motion for a moment. She didn't turn. Her shoulders stiffened and her grip tightened on the mop handle. Slowly, almost hesitantly, she lifted her head and looked at him. Their eyes met and everything else disappeared. Recognition hit them both at the same time. Her lips parted slightly, her breath catching as fear. Disbelief and something deeper filled her expression. "Victor," she whispered, her voice fragile, as if saying his name might break the moment the world tilted. Victor felt something inside him crack, a wall he had built over years of loss and brutality. "It's you," he muttered. Stepping closer, searching her face for any sign this was real. And it was the same eyes, the same presence. Just worn down by pain and survival, tears welled in her eyes as she clutched her stomach protectively. She quickly glanced around as if afraid someone might be watching. "They said you were gone," she said softly. "I had no one. They took everything from me." A dangerous silence settled over Victor's expression. The shock faded, replaced by something far more terrifying: rage. "Who?" he asked quietly. Because in that moment, Victor Leone wasn't just a mafia boss anymore. He was a husband who had been lied to, and a father who had just found his family, and someone was going to pay